name is Morgan, and this is the story of the reoccurring pimple.
A little bit of a breakout here is what I believe is from me being careless with my hair products and my dry shampoo. I'm probably getting it on my skin, which I shouldn't be. And it was kind of being dormant for a while. It's finally kind of erupting. So that means it's healing, or it's going to heal eventually. It's not just sitting there on my skin.
So I have had this little breakout on my forehead now for about like a month and a half, probably maybe 2. So this pimple right here is what I like to refer to as a reoccurring pimple. And maybe this is TMI, but I think it's because it hasn't like come to the surface yet, like all the yuckiness hasn't come out of my pore and it hasn't popped quite fully, so it kind of just like goes back into, I don't know what's in there, my brain, and then comes back out and then goes back in and comes back out. But anyways, I have this pimple on my forehead and it's been hanging around a little too long for my liking. So today I'm actually going to be testing out a product because of this pimple. So this is a new product from Etude House. This is the AC Cleanup Liquid Patch. And what this is supposed to be is a patch for your skin, so it protects the pimple, and you're also supposed to be able to apply makeup on top of this. So I don't know if your pimples are like my pimples, but sometimes they are just a bugger to cover. And when you do finally cover them in the morning and you look at your skin a couple hours later, it is like, hello! This will hopefully fix that problem and create a nice canvas for my makeup, so my makeup lasts all day on this little guy here. Actually, this massive guy here. It hurts too. It's like one of those pimples that hurt. So I'm gonna zoom you guys in so you can get it up close and personal with my new friend here. Actually, sup. So I've got this pimple right here. It's quite a nice sized pimple if I do say so myself. I've been working on it for quite some time now. Okay, so first impressions, it's very glue-like. I don't know if you guys can see that. Watch. Woo! Okay. Smells kind of minty. Has that tea tree type of scent, which makes me think, okay, cool, maybe that'll help my pimple heal a little bit faster. Okay, so I have a nice thin layer of that on my skin now. It was very easy to apply, kind of self-explanatory. I'm gonna go ahead and let this dry first before I go in and apply my foundation. Hopefully this dries pretty quickly. Okay, so I am back. It took about 3 to 4 minutes to let this dry completely. Now it feels nice and dry to the touch, although I do have to say it looks pretty shiny, so I'm gonna see how it's gonna work when I'm trying to cover this up, if the shine is still gonna see through, but I will show you guys kind of a close-up of what this looks like. So for my foundation, I'm just going to apply the Hera HD Perfect Foundation on my skin. I have a full review of this here if you want to check that out, of me comparing it to the Makeup Forever HD foundation. It's like a battle of the HD foundations. I'm going to use a beauty blender just to stamp it all over my skin. I'm going to use a beauty blender because I don't want to disturb the patch in any means. So let's just go ahead and start applying my foundation. So I don't know if you guys can tell, I'm having quite a hard time covering this up. Number one, because I have dry skin, so the patch looks really obvious on my skin because it looks kind of dry and crackly on my skin, and also it's still quite shiny. I don't know if you guys can tell, but I'm gonna get as close as possible so you guys can kind of see what's going on and what I'm talking about. Okay, so I'm just gonna keep going and attempting to cover this guy up, even though it's shiny and it's kind of obvious when I wrinkle my forehead. I'm gonna use the Amazing Concealer in Light Golden on my skin right there because, number one, this is a very high coverage concealer, so if this pimple has any chance of getting covered up, this concealer is going to cover it up. And if something bad happens, then it's clearly the patch because I really like this concealer. more, dang you. Oh god, well, something bad happened because as I'm getting it all over my hair, number one, the concealer, because I'm trying so hard to blend this, but it keeps just moving around. Like the patch, which is supposed to add grip or some type of surface for the makeup to adhere to, is not providing any surface whatsoever. Instead, because it's so slick, it's actually making the foundation and the concealer slip around, so it's just turning into a big old mess. And I can actually see already the edges of it lifting up. Okay, so this is just turning into a mess. It is actually looking worse than it just me having the pimple on my forehead. The edges are just totally visible. I feel like I could just peel this thing off right now and it would be better. But this is just peeling already. Like the edges are already coming off. So, and the concealer's not sticking, and I can actually still see the pimple through the patch. So, I don't know what to do. Okay, well, I tried to kind of fix the edges and then this happened. Looks like I got a big chunk of skin coming off my forehead. Okay, well, that just came off in one piece. So I guess that means I'm gonna have to remove my foundation and try all over again. Okay, so take two. I'm actually going to try and use a more hydrating foundation. This is the Sun & Park Glow Ring Foundation. This is a highly hydrating foundation because it has a like little essence ring in the center, and so hopefully this will give me better results. I'm also going to try applying it with a foundation brush. Maybe the application with the Beauty Blender was a mistake. I'm not really sure, but I'm going to try the same process, put it on my skin, let it dry. We gonna find out what happens. Okay, I'm getting a little frustrated because literally the foundation didn't even stick to the patch. Now because I'm using a hydrating foundation, it's too hydrating to even have a chance to stick to the patch, and it's just slipping right over it. So I guess I'm just going to depend on the concealer to try and cover this for me. I'm going to be using the Sem Liquid Cover Perfection Liquid Concealer in number 2, which is one of my favorite concealers. Okay, wow, this looks awful. I think this is kind of a total fail product. I'm very unimpressed by this whole patch concept, and that's the concept behind this. I am gonna end up trying this out as an overnight patch, I think, to see if that'll help heal the actual pimple. As something for a patch for your foundation to go on top of, this is terrible. I mean, I can't say any better things about it. I think this is very ineffective. Especially on my dry skin, it just craters and flakes and dries and creases and cracks. And it honestly looks worse than my pimple because it looks like I'm trying too hard to cover it. I just am gonna take this off, and I'm gonna try again tonight, like I said, using it as an overnight treatment. We'll see if I have any better luck in using it that way, and if not, I kind of wasted my money on that. So yeah. As promised, I applied it as an overnight treatment that same night on clean skin. So I just applied the patch, let it dry, and slept with it overnight. And this is what it looked like the next morning after I removed the patch. Now it does look a little bit better in the video, but honestly, I just like pimple stickers better than this pimple patch because at least pimple stickers pull out the yuck. So overall, I wouldn't recommend this product, but I hope you guys enjoyed this review. And as always, don't forget to rate, comment, subscribe, share with your friends and family, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys!